needed it more, wanted it more physical, took us out of stuff physically, and then physically banged us around offensively too. So, they deserve to win. If I had to do it over, I would not play Ty. I shouldn't have played him. And I asked him twice, why don't you just step back? He said, I can do this. And then I was going to not play him in the second half, and I did. And so, I called him in and I said, look, I can do it. I should have just gone with my gut. But my thing to the team after is you got to own your performance. The game was physical. It was a bump and grind kind of game. If you didn't perform, you didn't come up with rebounds, you didn't make baskets, you got beat. When the phone call is made, you tell them, I'm not talking about it. Goodbye. Because you have to own it. You can't let anybody alibi. Own it. And we got manhandled. And, then it was a revenge game where what we did to them down at our place. So they're playing better. They're moving the ball. They shoot the ball better here. They shoot it really well here.
John Hale.
When Ty did check out for the last time, he looked pretty frustrated when he went over to the bench. Are you concerned at all he re-aggravated the injury or made it worse, or was that just a sign of him not being 100%?
I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll have to see. We got some time. So we have a few days before we have to play again. We'll see if, he's going to be able to go.
Daryl Bird.
Yeah, John, you talked a few days ago about how this team needs to see everything now so you're not surprised by anything in March. It looked like tonight was kind of a game where you got punched in the mouth right out of the gate. Did it surprise you that some of the guys didn't match up to that fight? And does this kind of experience help you when March comes around?
Well, it helps if they don't let anybody alibi for them, if they own their performance. Like what you just said, everybody saw. Can't put it on anybody else. Their guards kicked our guards. It was the other way around. Even though Vescovi had a bunch down at our place, their guards kicked us. And then Fulkerson, we kept saying how you got to play it, but we stretched out. And instead of making them shoot jumpers or bodying them and stuff, guys, we had some breakdowns in some of the game planning. But, at half, I just said, hey, why don't we make a comeback? So here's what happens. I said, this could be the most exciting thing. We get it to 8 and have the ball twice and turn it over. I'm like, why did you go nuts? We could have grounded out, made it 6, made it 4. All of a sudden, it's on them. But we're not ready for that yet. We went nuts. One was, guy just played harder than you and took the ball from you. The other was we went crazy. But, we missed plays when we had it there. We had our chances. I told him, let's go. We hadn't had one of these games in a while, but we had one. And I got to give Tennessee the credit for what you just said, Daryl. They punched us in the mouth, and we didn't do the same to them.
Kyle Tucker.
Cal, the other guy that kind of went off and seemed to be in some pain was Severe. He was holding his wrist. Do you know anything about that? Concerned about that?
Oh, no. I just took him out, whether wrist or how he was, I just took him out like the end of the game. Let's finish the game. And Davion played well. And again, I wasn't angry with Dante or Bryce. They got beat on backdoors, where they're stopped playing and Dante fouled. But they haven't played that much. I was throwing them in just hoping maybe someone would give us something. And they couldn't. And how could you expect them to? I haven't played them that much.
All right, I've got time for one more. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, John, I wanted to ask you about Kellen. I think he didn't take a shot until like 4:20 to go in the first half. I wondered if their defense was that good, or he wasn't maybe more. He should have been more aggressive.
They were all over him. Even the one he had late, like he wasn't prepared to shoot it, and they were flying at him. We were trying to get him free off of screens. He couldn't get open. Like he could not get himself open. And that is, he's working harder than you. You're working to get open, and he's working to stop you from getting open. You're never open. What does that mean? And so, wish he would have shot a couple more balls, but like I said, we got it to 8. We had our chance. And at that point, it goes to 15. I was just coaching them out to situational at the end of the game. That's what I was doing. Just seeing if we're in situation stuff that we can do.
John, what do you think of the SEC race now? I know that's not a top priority, but you're not too back of Auburn in the loss column. What, if any, significance?
Well, I'm not worried about it because everybody's schedule is so different. And some schedules are way heavier than others. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We're one of the better teams in the country. And that's who we are. Now we got to go play that way. We got another really tough one coming up, and then another really tough one coming up, and then another really tough. I mean, it's the schedules. It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the year, it'll be 1, 2, or 3 in the country, our schedule. So this team has performed. I want to give Tennessee the credit for how we play, but it wasn't one of our best efforts, and their energy and their fight. They just have way more fight than us.
Get started with you.
Jacob, Tennessee went on I think a 17-1 run right after that little incident in front of your all's bench. Did it feel like that woke them up or gave them some energy? How did you see that sequence happening?
I mean, that's obviously our doing. Defensively today, we weren't where we were supposed to be. We're a very good defensive team, and today we didn't show that. There's no way that we should have let them go on a 17-1 run, but part of basketball. We learn from it, go back, watch film, and get better.
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, Jacob, for whatever reason, it just felt like for a lot of the game, you guys were just off. There was some focus that's been there all year that wasn't there tonight. What do you think happened there? Did you have any sense of it going into the game that maybe this wasn't going to be one of those nights?
I mean, we came into this game, we wanted to dominate, but clearly we did not do that. We didn't start off the game well, and it trickled into the rest of the game. We couldn't make shots, we couldn't execute, and defensively, we weren't disruptive at all. So we just got to learn from it.
Jerry.
Yeah, you've mentioned now, Jacob, a couple of times about trying to learn from this experience. I know it's early, but what do you think is possible to learn from this?
That we got to fight. They definitely outfought us. We're not going to make every shot, so we just got to get in the gym, start making more shots. Defensively, that's just coach always emphasizes how defensively it's just fighting and effort, and we didn't bring that today. So we just got to watch film, see what we did wrong, look how we didn't fight, and just take this out on the chin and just move forward.
Why do you think you guys didn't fight the way you customarily do?
I can't tell you. We don't have an excuse. There's no excuses when it comes to us. We're gonna play basketball, and today we just didn't fight. So we just gotta live with it and just move on.
Kyle?
Yeah, Jacob, when you're rolling like you guys had been, you won 6 in a row, and when you're at full strength, like you guys hadn't lost a game since Notre Dame. When you're on that kind of roll, can this be a good sort of slap in the face for a team to refocus on some of the smaller things?
100%. We said that in the locker room as soon as we came in after the game. Like, we needed this. It's a wake-up call. Now we're gonna dial back in. We're gonna lock in, and we're gonna go back to dominating the game how we can.
Okay, John Hale, go ahead.
Jacob, what did it mean to you guys that Ty tried to go tonight? It was pretty clear he wasn't 100%, even came back out in the second half. He looked pretty frustrated when he finally went to the bench for the last time. But what did that say about him, I guess?
It means a lot. He's a strong player, mentally and physically. That just shows how much he wants to win. Just to go out there, sacrifice his body to play for this team to help us try and win. But at the end of the day, he was frustrated. I went up to him. Our teammates went up to him, tell him to keep his head high. Like, you can't do nothing about injuries. They happen. Just get healthy, and we need him for the long run. So we got to make sure he's healthy before he comes back.
All right, last question. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, Jacob, I wanted to ask you about a couple of the Tennessee guys. Number 5, Sakale Ziegler. I'm wondering if he made any impression on you impacting the game.
I don't care about another person that's on a different team. I'm worried about my team, my teammates. I'm worried about what we need to do to win games. I'm not really focused on anybody else other than this team and my teammates.
And this may be far-fetched, but do you think a game like this can have impact in March? You know what I mean? Something that can have a carryover effect in a positive way?
Every game that we play has a little meaning to it that's going to help us in March. So this was definitely needed. Like I said before, we're going to learn from it. We're going to watch film, and we're going to get better.
All right, Jacob, thank you.